But if you think for a minute, Musk becoming a trillionaire is actually in the interest of entire humanity. The billionaire has admitted on several occasions that Starship is facing several engineering hurdles.
The only remaining issue that we're aware of is melting the chamber.
Hey guys, this is Prashant from Tech Pluto, and today we have a very special video, and this video is about the world's first trillionaire. Today, Elon Musk, as we all know, is the world's richest man. According to a famous business magazine Forbes, this young tech billionaire's current net worth amounts to approximately $217 billion, while Bloomberg puts his personal wealth at approximately $287 billion. This technically puts Musk miles ahead of all other billionaires, including Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. However, unlike other billionaires who own great amount of liquid cash and costly real estate properties, Musk's entire wealth constitutes of stock holdings. The 51-year-old tech billionaire owns substantial stake in Tesla and SpaceX, the two companies that are widely considered among the most innovative companies of the 21st century. And as we all know, Musk is not only the founder but also the CEO of both these companies. These two companies have performed pretty solidly over the years, with Tesla especially showing phenomenal growth. And there's a good reason to believe that the growth trajectory of Tesla and SpaceX will continue for many more years to come. This has set the buzz among the business experts that these two companies will one day propel Musk to the trillionaire club. And guess what? Musk may not have to wait too long to enter this coveted club. According to a recent Morgan & Stanley report, Musk might make his debut in the trillionaire dollar club in the next couple of years itself. And by the way, we are calling it club, but there is no club yet because there is not a single trillionaire in the world yet. This would make him the first man in the world to be crowned as a trillionaire. But the Morgan & Stanley report stands out for another peculiar reason. The report claims that while Tesla will play a critical role, it is actually SpaceX that will play a far important role in making Musk a trillionaire. This is indeed an interesting observation, considering that Tesla often hogs all the limelight at the cost of SpaceX. Not to mention, Tesla currently contributes nearly 70 to 80% to Musk's personal fortunes, while SpaceX contributes only 15 to 20%. But if Morgan & Stanley report is to be believed, then in the next couple of years, it is SpaceX that will make maximum contribution to Musk's personal wealth. Elon Musk founded SpaceX in 2002 with mighty ambition of setting up human colonies on Mars and reducing the overall cost of space transportation.
The critical threshold to pass one of the most important great filters for any species is to have the other planet no longer dependent on the original planet. Starship is capable of doing that. It's capable of getting 1 million tons to the surface of Mars and creating a self-sustaining city. And I think we should try to do that as soon as we can.
Now, the SpaceX earns revenue through many space-related activities, from launching satellites to Earth orbit and carrying cargoes and even astronauts. While SpaceX's current revenue and profit numbers are not really that impressive, investors strongly believe that the aerospace company is busy laying the grounds for some groundbreaking businesses that will convert their company into a trillion-dollar company in the future. One such business happens to be Starlink, a SpaceX subsidiary company that provides satellite internet services. It is strongly believed that in the coming years, more and more people will prefer satellite internet over optic fiber, laying a strong foundation for Starlink's exponential growth in the future. The company has already notched up 7 million subscribers across America and European markets, which is an impressive feat considering that this company was launched only in 2019. As satellite internet's popularity is expected to skyrocket in the future, investors believe that Starlink's subscriber base will touch almost 50 million by 2030. As a result, Starlink alone can contribute $30 billion annual revenue to SpaceX in the coming years. Starlink's future exponential growth is likely to be fueled by a largely untapped internet market. According to a United Nations survey, nearly 3 billion people, accounting for almost 37% of the global human population, are still not able to use internet. The UN survey cites that a large section of this population lives in the remote locations, and laying out fiber optics in such locations are nearly impossible. This invariably gives huge scope to satellite internet companies like Starlink to conquer a hugely untapped market. Besides, Starlink is already making serious plans to cater to other highly lucrative markets, like providing internet services to air travel passengers and people traveling through luxury yachts and ships. Now, these services have been officially dubbed as Starlink Aviation and Starlink Maritime. Thanks to these services, you can now stream and even download an entire movie while you're traveling through a flight or personal yacht. And to make all this possible, Starlink has already installed 3,000 satellites in Earth's lower orbit. This is by far the most number of satellites that any internet company has put up in an Earth orbit. But Starlink is not stopping at this. The company plans to install 12,000 more satellites in the coming couple of years, and this number can even touch 42,000 by the year 2030. To make long story short, even in future, Starlink will be miles ahead of all its competitors when it comes to having most number of satellites in the Earth's orbit. Hence, it is all but certain that Starlink will command a huge monopoly when the internet satellite market reaches maturity in the next couple of years. Now let us move to another factor that is very critical for the future success of SpaceX. And here we will be talking about SpaceX's most ambitious mission. If this mission succeeds, then nothing can possibly stop SpaceX in becoming the biggest company in the world. And this mission is called Starship. Starship is the next generation, fully reusable, super heavy launch vehicle. This rocket launcher is still in testing phase, and till date, many Starship prototypes have been tested. But if Starship does see the light of the day, then many believe that it will not only prove to be a game changer not only for SpaceX alone, but for the entire space travel industry. That's because Starship will transform we humans to interplanetary species, which simply means that setting up human colonies on Mars may become a living reality. While I know that setting up colonies on Mars sounds really exciting, but this is not the only reason why investors and even Elon Musk is excited about Starship. There are two more important reasons why this rocket launcher is making everyone go excited. The reason number one is the fact that when Starship becomes fully operational, it will be the largest rocket launcher in the human history. This implies that Starship will have the capability of carrying more number of satellites, cargoes, and even astronauts into the space than any other previous rocket launcher. While carrying so many satellites and cargo into the space is all fine, but what about the cost factor? Remember, launching anything into space, be it satellites or astronauts, is a costly affair. Even a single launch costs billions of dollars, and this is where Starship is going to prove a real game changer. Which brings me to the second reason, and that is Starship's reusable feature. Starship is actually a fully reusable rocket launcher, which actually makes it one of its kind rocket launcher in the world, since most of the current rocket launchers are not fully reusable. The main advantage of using a fully reusable rocket launcher is that a single rocket launcher can be used for multiple space missions. That's because it does not discard all its hardware elements once its space mission is completed. Rather, it can be refueled again and immediately used for another space mission. Now, this drastically reduces the overall cost of the satellite launches and other space missions. Now, talking about the cost again, SpaceX has already proved to be a game changer on this front. This is all thanks to its current rocket launcher Falcon 9, which is a partially reusable rocket launcher. Now, Falcon 9 has brought down the cost of per launch to $62 to $67 million, which otherwise costs more than $1 billion, reducing the overall cost by a factor of 15 or even 20%. And by all means, this cost will further go down once the fully reusable Starship becomes completely operational. Now, business experts claim that this will eventually unleash an unprecedented boom in the space industry, resulting in more satellite launches, more and more people opting for space vacations, and even increasing number of space explorations by scientists and astronauts. And all this means that more business opportunities and revenue for SpaceX, and eventually transforming this company into a $1 trillion company. This will bring SpaceX at par with tech giants like Apple, Google, and Microsoft. But for all this to happen, SpaceX and Elon Musk will have to ensure that Starship succeeds and gets going. There is no doubt that Musk is under considerable pressure to succeed in this daunting challenge. The billionaire has admitted on several occasions that Starship is facing several engineering hurdles, and succeeding in this mission won't be an easy thing.
We're close to achieving a Raptor 2 every day production rate. So 7 a week, which is tough for a complex engine. By the end of this year, we'll be able to produce ship and a booster per month. The only remaining issue that we're aware of is melting the chamber. It's got like on the order of a gigawatt of heat, so it's like what a nuclear power plant produces. So it really is desperately trying to melt at any point in time.
But mind you, Starship does succeed and becomes fully operational, then clearly there is no stopping Musk. This fully reusable launcher should be good enough to take Musk closer to the Trillionaire club. By the way, when I say closer, I'm certainly hinting that Musk will need the help of Tesla to propel him to the Trillionaire club. Even if SpaceX were to become a $1 trillion company in the future, it will still probably end up adding only $400 to $500 billion, taking Musk's personal wealth to almost $600 to $650 billion. Now this means that Musk will need at least $350 to $400 billion from the EV car company to put him in the coveted Trillionaire club. Today, Tesla is unarguably the most popular EV car brand in the world. Musk founded this EV manufacturing car company in 2003, and in the span of less than 2 decades, Tesla has become one of the most valued companies in the world. In fact, today, globally, Tesla is the most valued automobile manufacturing company with a market valuation of nearly $700 billion. Not even the likes of General Motors and Fords are valued at such eye-popping valuations, and the reason for this eye-popping valuation can be clearly seen in the great quarterly results that Tesla has been delivering over the last few years. For instance, in 2021, Tesla sold globally over 900,000 cars, a nearly 84% increase as compared to the previous year. And in the third quarter of 2022, Tesla sold over 300,000 vehicles in a single quarter alone. What is really surprising about Tesla's superlative growth is the fact that it continues to grow despite the fact that in recent years the global auto industry has been badly plagued by the shortage of semiconductors. Now Tesla's knack to grow despite numerous odds makes it one of the golden goose companies out there. But EV cars are not the only reason that makes Tesla such a hot cake. Here I'm pointing towards Tesla's solar business. Going forward, Elon Musk dreams to convert Tesla into a fully fledged energy company. This is the sole reason why Tesla has invested so heavily in the solar business. Part of this investment has gone towards making green energy products like Tesla solar panel and Tesla battery pack. Now Tesla's investors have pinned huge hopes on these two products, believing that these products have what it takes to redefine the solar market and in the process bring lots of profit for Tesla in the future. Now Elon Musk currently owns nearly 15% stake in Tesla, which is a lot less than what he owns in SpaceX. But going by the insane speed that Tesla is currently growing, then even this 15% stake should be sufficient to at least grow to $400 billion in the next couple of years. And this, my friends, should be sufficient to help Musk close the gap and finally become the world's first trillionaire. We will come to know in the next couple of years whether Musk eventually becomes trillionaire or not. All the predictions that I shared about Tesla and SpaceX are subjected to risk and external factors. But if you think for a minute, Musk becoming a trillionaire is actually in the interest of entire humanity. After all, SpaceX and Tesla are trying to solve some of the most pressing problems and challenges confronting the mankind, be it transforming we humans into interplanetary species or helping the world in fighting the climate change through its EV cars. Hence, we should all be hoping that Musk does indeed become the world's first trillionaire. That was it for this story. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. This is Prashant signing off. See you in the next one.